Hi, my name is Matt and welcome to today's episode. My plan is to sail my 27-foot Maxi Phoenix Little Wing all the way from the Netherlands to Spain in about 3 months. In this video, we will sail from Bilbao along the northern Spanish coast to Gijón, stopping over in Laredo, Santander, Llanes, Lastres and Luanco. Last time I just arrived in Bilbao after crossing part of the Bay of Biscay from France. Here's a tip if you want to make a stopover in Bilbao.
Good morning from Bilbao, or to be more precise, Santurci, which is, I think it's a suburb of Bilbao, where I arrived yesterday morning, had some good sleep, went to a restaurant. There's some alarm going off right now. And yeah, it's a wonderful harbor. They have this little transit pontoon where you can stay up to 48 hours for free. So if you ever come to Bilbao, make sure to go to the Santurci Marina. It's a small one, but it's free. You can have a shower for free. It's all walkable for restaurants, metro, whatever you want. So it's a great way to visit Bilbao. So we are on our way to Laredo, not Santander. There was a lot less wind than predicted, and also the wind direction was different than predicted. And that means I couldn't really go to Santander. I tried for a long time, and then finally I gave up on it. And now it's too late to go, because they recommend to go to Santander Harbor during daytime, because it's not the easiest approach. But since I have time, I will basically take it easy and go the about 20 to 25 miles to Laredo and then go to Santander tomorrow. The coastline is spectacular here in northern Spain, and I'll show you some of it. Hi! So we just set off from Laredo to Santander, and what a beautiful coastline this is. It's really incredible. It seems like a mix of Scotland and Costa Rica. Really nice. There's a little fort on this big rock here, and I think there's a lighthouse coming as well, which I will show you. Very nice. It's a short hop to Santander, only about 20 miles, even less than that. 4 hours, 4.5 maybe. So really nice and pleasant sail in what is probably force 3 to 4. So really nice. So we're really flying here. And what I don't understand is where these 2 extra knots are coming from. There's no current in the charts, at least I didn't see any. So yeah, very strange, but at least it's going into the right direction. This beach right here was where I learned surfing about 10 years ago, or 15, quite a long time.
Behind this rock is the approach to Santander. I found it quite spectacular with some great eye candy. The sandbanks are very well buoyed, and if you use an electronic chart plotter, you shouldn't have any issue when approaching the harbor even at night. The Santander Marina is very nice and quite big. They will not let you into the smaller, more central Real Club Marítimo, so it's best to directly head to the Puerto Deportivo. The next morning I headed to the small fishing port of Llanes with very little wind. The weather also got a little bleaker during the course of the day, but it ended with a nice sunset. And so we arrived in Llanes, a small and very nice village with only 2 visitor berths and a very small entrance. The depth is never quite certain as it depends on the tide, so I would recommend to enter at high tide if you can. Unfortunately, I wasn't very lucky with the weather, but nevertheless, the area is very picturesque with lots of rocks. I stopped in Llanes for 2 days due to bad weather, but when I left to sail to the port of Lastres, the sun was back. It just had left its friend the wind at home. This is the port of Lastres, which, just like Llanes, does not have any services such as showers or diesel. You will always find a good bottle of wine and some fantastic seafood though. Early in the morning I left Lastres to go to my next destination, Luanco, which is located just after Gijón. The weather was great, but I was lacking wind. So I had the engine running. A few days ago I had noticed that the engine wouldn't start well, and also a decrease in RPM and went back up. This should become an issue as I left Luanco the next morning in rainy weather.
Good morning. So this morning at 7:45 around in the morning I left Luanca to go to Ribadeo in Galicia, which is about 54 miles
But actually it is now 11:15 in the morning, and I'm actually back at the city of Gijón, where I just moored because I think I have some issue with my engine. It seems to be dying. So it will only go about 3.7 knots at 2000 RPM. It should be going about 4.8 if it would be running normally. And it also doesn't really start the way it should be. And it makes the noises of wanting to die while it runs. So I thought I'd better go back just to be sure and not have the engine die on me, and check with an engineer or technician if anything is wrong with it. And what I think is, in the worst case, it doesn't have any compression anymore, just because it's worn out after 31 years of use, and especially after about 2 months of my heavy use by doing this big trip. So today is Sunday, so I won't be able to talk to anyone, but I'll check tomorrow on Monday to see if we can salvage the engine, or if this is in the worst case, if we need to rebuild it, or and then I have to see what to do with this trip.